Welcome all. So, unlike before where we used to share about group related communications in the video or any specific course, so this time I think moving forward we are planning to share some of the interesting topics that we all have to think about it in our day-to-day life. It's more related to do with our history and our current, how we can connect towards it. So there will be a lot of videos I have planned to release it on a frequent basis. Let me know if this is of your interest or if it's of any use, then probably I can spend a lot more time. So today we are going to talk about something very interesting. So today is March 10th. 2 days ago there has been a lot of noise about Women's Day, International Women's Day celebration. So I'm just going to connect few things here. So about International Women's Day and why I'm talking on today, that is March 10th. And there is another connection to February 13th. There's another day. It's called India's National Women's Day. So there's a lot of days here and we need to connect and we need to know why. So as in our community, you all know, earlier we used to understand the meaning of our ancient celebrations like Diwali or Pongal or Sankranti or Holi or anything. What is the science behind it? It is always connected with some historical moment, or mostly it is about aligning ourselves with the nature. Sometimes down the line we also celebrate certain achievements in our life to mark as a victory and share that lessons to the next generations. So like that, but today we have a new trend. We don't follow the ancient script. We do follow without knowing the meaning, and at the same time we also follow the Western influence, the new trend like Father's Day, Mother's Day and all other things. It is good to understand it. If there is something good we can take about it, if there is something we have to act upon, then probably we have to work on it. So let's take bits and pieces here. First of all, Women's Day celebration, International Women's Day, that is on March 8th. So if you actually look at it, it all started somewhere in 1850s in America, where women employees were not given equal rights. They have to work a lot, they have been paid less. So there's been a lot of agitations there. So all the women employees have been protesting against the corporate world, and it becomes so, the situation becomes so heated up that in 1909 there was some 15,000 people walking in New York and they created a big noise. And it includes equal wages like men or voting rights, a lot of other things. So seeing that a socialist movement in US started influencing in Germany and in various parts of Europe. So I think in Russia there was another big event called as Bread and Peace during the World War times. So they were been celebrating, they have been more marked as a victory of that celebration, that there's been all women have been given rights. So that is in the around of 1910 to 1920. So then that's been like more active, a lot more countries started involving in it, marking that day as some of the day they give equal rights to women. But after Russia started following it, since it's most of a communist movement, China was also following it. Until 1975, when UNO officially declared this as March 8th is going to be the International Women's Day. Technically, if you look at it, it was February 28th. That time was a different calendar. Russia was following a different calendar. And then the new calendar came in. And it was a Sunday, so they made it more convenient at that point of time. And even now, in more than 100 years is over, we are still following the same thing. That's the actual story. So apart from that, it's more of a political movement from a party which influenced the worldwide, where all the women started keeping that day as an important day to win back their rights. It's more of voting, equal rights, wages, that's it. So when I look back from our ancient point of view, like from our ancient script, so what were the condition of women in India, what are their status? It is quite surprising, and I'm not shocked to know, but in the ancient, I'm talking about Vedic times, when the Vedas were written, it is clearly mentioned that women and men are equal, they are given equal rights. It's clearly written. Some of the Rig Vedas do point out to that. And Patanjali, as you all know, is the father of Yoga Sutra. He has also written a number of other scripts on grammar also. In that he has clearly mentioned women and men were given equal rights. In fact, during the Vedic period, women can choose the husband based on a competition. So they have the rights to choose. There is nothing called forceful here. In fact, they were so open that script have documented that women had a live-in relationship earlier. They don't need to follow any ritual. They can just go select a person and they can, assuming his husband, they can still live a life. It's called live-in relationship, where today it's getting famous, but it's been practiced very long time ago. This is one of the 8 types of marriages written in the ancient script. So we were so liberal and open, and we didn't see anything as difference, like a man is had a upper hand or a woman had a lower hand. No, it was always co-ownership of responsibility. That's how it has been until the medieval times, when India was invaded from outsiders. That's when the caste system, and that's when all the political things were started coming into a picture, and women were degraded, women were scared to go out of their home, and a lot of other things happened. That still continues even now, sadly, in India, at various parts of India, and villages, and a lot of other things, including cities. So that is the condition. So that's how the celebrations. But today, if you look at it, how Women's Day, International Women's Day is being celebrated, is mostly it's taken by corporates. So if you actually look at it, who caught attention of media is Budweiser. They made a woman employee in the beer company to talk about it. And Johnny Walker, they changed their logo to a female figure on that day. McDonald's, who converted that M symbol into W. So, and Barbie doll was introducing more female icon dolls. It's more like corporate kind of things where people are getting attention. But if you actually look deeper, everybody, I could see like many people get together on a Women's Day and they just go and celebrate it, all the women's. And to me, honestly, it looks like how man finds some reason. There's a cricket match, they go and have a beer or come back with the friends. Same thing what women do now. They just say it's Women's Day, we all are going to go and hang out and come. Technically, if you look at it, women have really given enough security, protection today? Though we climb a lot, they have women who went to space. Still, if you actually look at it, the fundamental needs are never solved. If you look at it, 16 million women are affected by AIDS even now. That is 50% of the AIDS population worldwide. And 1/3 of women around the world are constantly sexually and physically harassed, unfortunately, by their spouse itself. And education system, sanitary, these are fundamental basic things have never been solved. So I would not consider Women's Day as a celebration, but I would consider that as a day of benchmark. We as a human being, what have we done to the counterpart here? What way we have enhanced their life, protected their life? So that is the way we will have to look at it. What kind of growth I am part of this particular movement? Are we really giving that equal rights? So it is not about buying gift or to some people in the house, mother, sister, all together. But at the same time, you should also think the maid or anybody who works, they all are women. So are we giving that, or did we give them a day off, or did we reward them for something, or did we took care of their health? So we haven't done. So we have to use common sense here and corrective actions to improve the conditions of women if we really want to do it on that day. So we have to use those kinds of action. So we have seen what is the history of International Women's Day, how it started and how it's influenced and how we are wrongly celebrating, what we have to do instead of it. And we also seen how ancient India was there. So when you look at the recent times, the last 200-300 years, who actually really made that, who is that icon that who really worked for the women's rights? If you actually look at it, it is Savitribai Phule from Bombay Presidency. In that time it was a different name, Bombay Presidency. So what she did was, she was married at the age of 9 to a husband, a boy of 12 years. So they both, her husband taught her education and other things, and she was so inspired that women should come out, because during the British period women's position was really at the back stage, and they were really beaten, and caste system was at the peak. A lot of confusion here because that's what British wanted in India. So nothing was okay at that time. So that time she established the first dedicated school only for women, and she didn't stop with one school. She extended it up to 18 schools in different locations. She opened a center for rape victims during 1850s. It's quite astonishing to know. And she paid stipend for the children who came there, who are not affordable for women children. And she adopted a son, and she along with they established a clinic for health care and other things. During that time there was some plague widely spreading throughout that area. She personally went and brought a lot of people to the clinic where her son was treating. Unfortunately, she was affected by that plague, and she herself lost her life. So this woman, who was the first woman teacher, woman activist, she's a poet. She has done a lot of things. She was fighting against women sacrificing their life for the husband when the husband dies. She went on a protest with barbers not to tonsure the head of the widow. Countless things she has done for women. As an Indian, the place where we stay, I think I could see that this is the only person who really did everything and not been recognized, though government has given a stamp to her in 1998, they launched a stamp in her name. And Google last year, January, on her birthday, January 3rd, launched, they replaced their logo, Google Doodle, with her image. But it's almost 100 years over, and even I'm ashamed to know that even now only, when I was trying to read and know more about it, to connect the dots. And I think we should just talk about her greatness to all the women and inspire more women to come out up front and unite and work on this area. So that is a very interesting thing that I wanted to bring up today. I'm neither giving a solution nor I'm giving a throwing question. It's just that more pointers. I'm just trying to make you rethink. So when you think of Women's Day celebration next time, just think, what have you done as a citizen to contribute back in uplifting the woman's life? If you're a woman or a man, doesn't matter. We have to contribute back. In what way we have done. So it's definitely not get together in an office and cutting a cake. That's total corporate shit, which I just feel like we are just faking ourselves. We don't know the real meaning and we are just feeling it. We just need some reason to celebrate. So let's not target Women's Day for that. Let's work on it. That's what I would say. And the last point, interestingly, is February 13th is Sarojini Naidu's birthday. So that was considered India's National Women's Day. But unfortunately, I think neither government, I don't think anybody even talks about it, because International Women's Day has taken a big seat. Probably, I might be wrong, probably a lot of corporate interest is there, I don't know. So mostly people talk about International Women's Day right now. So you celebrate or not, it's up to you. But if you, on that day, it is a time for you to check on your progress and do meaningful action. That is what is needed right now. So thank you all. So that's the information I want to share, because today is March 10th, Savitribai Phule's death anniversary. So personally, I feel we should have India's Women's Day on this particular day, because it makes sense. We have a real person who really worked hard for the women, and unfortunately, most of the women who celebrated Women's International Day would not even have heard of it, including me, man here. So if you like these kinds of topics, I would like to share on a regular basis. Let's discuss in the community. We need to just come out of home remedies and cold and cough remedies. I think we have a long way to grow, so we should start discussing and learning with each other. And if you also have some interesting topic, you can also do a video and we'll put it in our community. Or if you have anything requests, please let me know. If I know, I'll share. If I don't know, I'll learn, and I'll definitely talk about and give my point of view. See you in the next video. Thank you.